The distinction there, I understand it on its face, but a buildup at this level to where it's at right now, is this something that can be pulled back with no repercussions?
Absolutely, Phil. I mean, it could. I mean, it could be a bargaining chip, for diplomacy, just like Speaker Johnson suggests. The MEU is going to be a very capable entity. Right now, the 31st MEU, we believe, is at the mouth of the Persian Gulf, but they still got to come through the Strait of Hormuz, or if in fact they're going to go to something like Kharg or Kharg Island or one of the islands within the strait. But I mean, I think that putting boots on the ground obviously would be a huge step forward, and we were talking mission creep big time. But perhaps they're just trying to position these forces over there in the Mideast to give them some options later on.
Send a signal on some level. When it comes to the Strait of Hormuz, obviously there has been no major breakthrough. There have been no naval at some level.
Now, if you look, they're talking about Kharg Island, which is up here. Okay, so the Strait of Hormuz, I guess stuff's coming out from here and going through here. So if they get Kharg Island, I guess they're coming in from Kuwait. So maybe just go straight in, start marching to Iran, or threaten maybe just start taking naval bases. That would be inefficient to take all the naval areas. But it could, depending on the way the warfare is set up, like take this naval and then take that, take that, take that. But taking an island would be tough because they're defended and then you got to come in by boat. So it's like an easy target, come in by boat or air. So they definitely need to go into land here. But the problem is they're going into this about 1,000 miles of fucking mountains, which you're not getting through anytime soon with all the booby traps. This is an impossible job. Like, what the hell are they gonna do? You know? They could come here and then maybe go up and then looks like a path down like that. Boom. Wherever, either it could be the capital somewhere in here. Like, it's got to be in this area. There's grassland there. Looks like something right here. But they could actually just open the strait, come down, like leapfrog their way down, come here, maybe travel along the coast, set up here, and then bombard there. If I don't know how far the guns will fire, boom. And then once they take that, then they have like a range of bombardment where they could just pretty much open the whole strait up. And then take control of something right here. All they need to do is just actually they do not need to go in Iran. They just need to fucking hover the coast, take control of the whole coast, like a little bit at a time, and then set up a base here, and then we just have a base set up and we take control of the Strait of Hormuz. Yeah, that's the plan. Hopefully they do it. I don't know what America's planning, but for my military strat and playing war games, I would definitely just instantly just go in for the choke point right here. Just go for the choke, But I guess there's probably stuff up here like ore fields, oil factories and stuff that are producing. So then they ship the oil down because for some reason the oil is coming down through the strait and out, right? But in this area there's no pass. The path out is on the other side of Saudi Arabia, next to Africa. Like when it's Africa here, Saudi Arabia there, then you can get it through the canal on the other side of Saudi Arabia, like, you know what I'm saying? On the other side of this part right here, on the left side of it, there's another pathway out. So this one's blocked. So definitely there's probably oil up here. So with this Kharg Island, they can actually block the flow of all oil first, and then cut them off here to build a cap.
Give them some options later on.
Send a signal on some level. When it comes to the Strait of Hormuz, obviously there has been no major breakthrough. There have been no naval escorts. The insurance proposal wasn't enough to trigger tankers and their personnel saying, sure, we'll take a shot at this. Is there a viable military solution to that the U.S. would be considering right now?
I would think that probably the only viable military solution, the one that makes the most sense, is to have some kind of an escort mission. But it's going to still be fraught with peril because you're talking about an enemy a committed enemy. I mean, 200,000, religious fanatics. That's what the IRGC is. These people are fighting to the death. They are not going to go down easily. It's either kill or be killed. They know if there's any kind of a regime change, they're gone. So they're going to continue to use all their asymmetric capabilities. They're going to use mines. They're going to use missiles. They're going to use probably some of the cruise missiles, like homemade cruise missiles. You remember, Phil, when the Moskva was sunk by the Ukrainians 4 years ago? That was essentially a surfboard on steroids. They also got drones, as we all know. So they're going to use all those elements of their power, their asymmetric power, to try to interdict the strait as best they possibly can.
What is your sense right now, given what we've heard from the administration, just the scale of the military operation that's been underway, which from an air operation, successful, period, end of story. There's no question about that. What's left, do you think?
Wait, Iran boosts Kharg Island defenses to protect against potential ground attack. So we don't even have Kharg Island. We're barely trying to go for Kharg Island. What? Para qué, man? Why? You don't even have it.
What's left?
Is that the closest target?
Left is, I believe, a political solution. I mean, they've got to come up with something because obviously, I mean, there was never a doubt, Phil, that we were going to be able to dominate them militarily. That was never a doubt. But that's tactics. I'm talking strategy, and we don't really have an effective strategy, and we haven't really brought about an end of the war or even set the conditions, I think, to bring about an end of the war. Phil, you remember about a year and a half ago, maybe a year and a month ago, when President Trump was sitting in the Oval Office with Zelensky, and Trump kept yelling, "You don't have the cards, you don't have the cards." Zelensky had the cards. Trump just couldn't see them. The Iranians have the same cards. They have the will to fight. That's card number one. I mean, these are a committed, like I said, fanatical enemy. Will number two.
Well, that's what I was saying. Willpower, the will to fight. It's different when you're defending your homeland. You rally. But when you're just going out to go kill people over somebody else's money, or like what somebody in the Oval Office says, you kind of feel a bit different.
Card number two, they got the Strait of Hormuz. They've shut it down. We got 1,500 ships that are waiting to get through there. It's going to take 3 months to work off that backlog. And card number three, they still have.
And they got 1,500 ships waiting to get through. Sound the alarm. Hey, go buy your go stack your water, get your canned goods, get all that shit that lasts like a year. Because I'm telling you, a year from now, price is not going down nowhere. Nowhere. I'm like Paul Revere in this bitch. Get your shit now. Hey, another story. In America, we got rid of all of the farm workers. I saw a dude on internet crying because he has like a farm that's like 10 football fields big, full of carrots, and he's got $1 million order, a contract to get $1 million worth of carrots to the market, which he's probably putting in like 3 times the amount because they're gonna sell for $1 million or whatever. You know what I mean? So he's got like $3 million worth of carrots that he's got to get to the market, and none of his workers showed up because they were scared of ICE. So it may sound funny, but what that's gonna mean is when we go to buy carrots like a year and a half from now, because of the pipeline, I don't know if they last that long, but maybe like 6 months from now, no, there's not gonna be enough carrots. Carrots price gonna go up from whatever 25 cents a carrot to fucking 50 cents a carrot. I don't know, and it's just gonna start the chain. Now the price is up here. Now they got to move minimum wage up there. Now they got minimum wage up here. Everything going up there. Now they got to move the price here because you got to where it is. Blah, 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 blah. Oh, and now on top of all this, we're fighting for the dollar. So if we lose this war and like country lose faith in the American security, you could be looking at minimum wage being like 50 an hour, easy 50, maybe 100. And that's not a good thing. $100 minimum wage means your fucking Big Mac's costing $79.99 for the combo meal. You know what I'm saying? You're going to McDonald's. All right, Big Mac combo meal, fry and a soda. And then you want to add a kids meal with that? All right, $124.36. Thank you very much. What? Well, we don't even need change at that point. Might as well just be like $124. Like, fuck a coin. You know what I'm saying? The dollar is the new penny at that point.
440 kilograms of highly enriched uranium. That hasn't been addressed with either. So the Iranians, excuse me, have a lot of cards they can continue to play.
Did you say the Uranians? Or are you fighting fucking? We're fighting droids here, Uranian droids made out of uranium.
And, the Trump administration needs to do something about all three.
Is the diplomatic pathway that's being pursued right now the best option, in your view, that's on the table?
I think it probably is. We got to come up with a diplomatic solution, because the military is not the right answer. I mean, President Trump tends to use the military because he can, because he knows when he says, hey, jump 6 feet or jump this high, they're going to do it. The problem is that diplomacy is much, much more difficult. They're going to have.
He said, the president said, when you jump, they gonna do it. Yeah, of course, they're getting paid. They're paid to be yes men. Damn, that's the ultimate yes man. The man that will put his life on the line. You know what I'm saying? Well, where everybody's kind of putting their life on the line when they do any kind of job outside their home, in theory, But to be like in a direct warfare, like the highest potential casualty rate. I wonder if there's something that has a higher casualty rate than war, like a different job where it's just like, dang, dude. But you know what I'm saying? I'm pretty sure war is the highest. Maybe gang violence. I don't know.
To develop some kind of diplomatic solution. And unfortunately, the Iranians don't trust us right now because Steve Witkoff and Jared Kushner have burned them twice, which is why they're asking to negotiate with J.D. Vance right now. So you can see their position. But this war is not going to end until the Iranians say it's going to end.
Iran building up.
All right. Well, that's it, folks. I think I said everything I need to say. Thanks for watching. I'm gonna try to keep updates on the war because I wanna see my own opinion mapped out like in history, like 3 months from now, and look back and see if my strategy was working or if they do my strategy. Because my strategy is just basically just take the strait. You know what I'm saying? Just do a little river battle, everything in the river, and then set up another military base, call a truce, set up a deal, nice deal, and you're done. We're back. We're back, baby. All right. Well, thanks for your time. Have a good day.